Hey everyone, I'm Karen Penley-Kozer and I am the Media Relations and PR contractor for Hammond's House Museum. First I want to say, welcome everyone. We're so glad to have you for Hammond's House first streaming live event. The event is going to tell you all about what's coming up for Hammond's House 2023 35th anniversary. So what I'd like to do first is tell you, if you see on YouTube, there are two choices for you to ask questions during this today, okay? So you can write in on a chat, or you can actually drop it in a different way. You can see it right there on the homepage. First time on this YouTube thing too, so hey, we're coming up in technology. I'd like to introduce you to our fabulous board chairman, Umar Kennedy, and he's gonna take it from here. Enjoy it, and we'll be back.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. And it is an exciting time here at Hammond's House Museum and really here throughout the region. I am so honored to be here on behalf of the Board of Directors for the Hammond's House Museum to join in this official announcement of the 35th anniversary season for this phenomenal institution. And I just want to say that this isn't just about the work and the artists that we will celebrate and uplift this year, but it is about celebrating over 3 decades of a cultural institution that celebrates the visual arts and artists from the African diaspora. You know, we have seen, unfortunately, Black arts institutions all across this country that have had to shut their doors for a myriad of reasons. So today, as we celebrate the launch of this 35th anniversary, we celebrate an institution that has continued to be a vital part of not only this metro Atlanta community, but really all across the county and all across the Southeast region. This institution has had a rich legacy of celebrating and bringing together community to connect with a myriad of artists that are artists from the African diaspora, and that is a part of the rich mission and history and legacy of this cultural institution. As some may know, this was the home of Dr. O.T. Hammonds, which was a renowned physician and a tremendous arts patron, particularly around the collection of artists from the African diaspora. And oftentimes when we have gatherings here at Hammond's House Museum, you know, we know and say that Dr. Hammonds would be so proud that the legacy of bringing together community and connecting them with artists and their works of the African diaspora has continued, even absent of his physical being with us today. So we're excited. There's lots of programming that's going to be taking place this year, and our managing director, Donna Watts-Nunn, is going to be going into that. And already, as you can see, as we're connecting with you, the press, we are continuing to elevate and incorporate a hybrid model of doing programming through the Hammond's House year here. So of course there'll be a great season of programmatic things that will take place physically here in this beautiful home nestled right here in the southwest corridor of Atlanta and Atlanta's historic West End community. But also we will be connecting with communities all across this globe with the continued engagement of technology. So stay tuned and much more to talk about and to share as we go through the year. I want to just also take a moment before we turn it over to Donna. You know, this work could not be done, and even with all of the phenomenal artists and the artistry that they share, this could not be presented without some ongoing sponsors. As many folks will know, over 3 decades ago, Hammond's House Museum was birthed as one of 4 key initiatives, cultural initiatives, of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners through the Office of Art and Culture and the Fulton County Arts Council. So we want to just first give a tremendous thanks to the Fulton County Board of Commissioners for their continued support and elevated support, not only for Hammond's House Museum, but for art and culture all across this, really from the furthest corner north of the county to the furthest corner south of the county and everywhere in between. But we also want to thank our other government partners, of course, our great friends over at the City of Atlanta Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs, the Georgia Council for the Arts, and so many individuals and individual donors, and of course, so many members. And we encourage folks to learn and find out about membership because, as our dear friends at American Express say, membership does have its privileges, and there are some tremendous privileges here at Hammond's House Museum. So I know that you all are waiting to hear kind of what's coming down the pipeline, so I am so pleased to bring forward folks, someone who many folks already know, but in her role as Managing Director for the Hammond's House Museum, Ms. Donna Watts-Nunn. So thank you, Donna.
Well, thank you, Imar. And it's really wonderful to be here this morning, and I'm super, super excited about this season. I've been with the museum for about 7 years now, and I can't tell you how thrilling it is to be able to celebrate 35 years, to be a part of this team. Well, our first exhibit will be Toki Rome Taylor, a native Atlantan, wonderful photographer, an educator in the public school system, and it's such a joy to talk to. You're gonna, her exhibition is a large-scale portraits of children and explore themes of spirituality, of time and identity. She makes it a point to try to do the counter-narrative to the negative stereotypical images you do have of youth during this day and time. So it's she intentionally dresses her subjects in silk and ancestral pieces and things that relate to the family and ancestry as well. She is very colorful, and we open her show tomorrow, Friday, February the 3rd. So we invite you to come to the opening tomorrow night, and the show runs until April 2nd. And we will have an artist talk on February 23rd, as well as in March. We're looking forward to having a portrait photographer come in, and families will be able to schedule times to have sittings to do family portraits. That's something we don't do much of anymore, right?
I know, I love that. That really is connecting that.
Everything. It's not a selfie anymore.
Exactly, exactly. And I think we should tell folks that I know that as we go through this experience of sharing today, that images will be coming up of the different artists, but we're actually sitting in one of the galleries, and you can see some of Toki's work, just a tease of some of Toki's beautiful work. So
we will also engage in genealogists so we can have the conversation with our patrons about their particular family's ancestry, as well as how they can go about, collecting their own artifacts and maintaining history within their family.
Wow, that's great.
Fun.
That's going to be a great resource.
I'm excited about
that.
that.
Yeah, I am too, because a lot of people have been kind of wanting to explore that as an opportunity and don't know how. And so all you got to do is come right here to Hammond's House, and you'll get it first. Yes.
Now our next exhibition will be Paul Stephen Benjamin. He's a native Chicagoan, but he's now living in Atlanta. His show will open at the end of April, and his themes are based in blackness. He deals with the color blackness as well as being black. So his work tends to be political.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, it gives you a lot to think about because he has the images where he also deals with, the counter narrative of some of the negative images we've had with the black community or the black just diaspora in general. So I'm looking forward to him doing different things in the room because he uses video, he uses music, he uses, photography as well. So he's a multimedia artist.
Wow, so really tapping into all the senses.
All the senses.
Yeah,
that's
exciting.
You're going to have you're going to feel a lot when you see his show.
Which is a different, I know over the history of Hammond's House Museum, we've been really cutting edge with how we've presented some of the art and the work of these artists.
And so
so it's falling right in line.
It is, and the digital piece is so so relevant right now.
Yeah.
So it's going to really give people something to think about, as well as the conversations.
Nice.
We're generating lots of conversations about Blackness and the Black community's identity in this country. Now, our third exhibition, which will be in the summertime, I'm going to give you just a little bit because I want you to keep track of us on hammondshouse.org and watch our social media, because we're very active there and we're looking forward to, exchanging conversations with you. But Edouard Duval-Carré is a Haitian artist who's out of Miami, but he's a sculptor, he's a painter, he's an educator. He's doing some site-specific things for us, so we're waiting to see what that is, but we have an idea of what his work is like. But he actually creates things out of wood and out of metal. So, so many different mediums and pieces of, materials that he uses for his work. So we're super excited about that. And then we'll close the season out with an exhibition of the permanent collection. And the pieces will be in conversation with pieces from private collectors. So it won't be just our pieces that we own ourselves, but we'll also be able to pull in some of our private collectors who have pieces that can hold a conversation and really generate more energy in terms of just the type of artists that we're including in our permanent collection.
Well, you know what, I'm really excited about that, Donna, particularly in a way to close out this 35th anniversary, because part of the legacy of Hammond's House Museum and Galleries was really to how do we ensure that there was access to all communities around art and culture, and particularly looking at it from the lens of artists from the African diaspora. And more and more, we're seeing younger generations, we're seeing new audiences that are saying, I love the visual arts, but where do I start in collecting? And so I love this because to have collectors create that space to say, here's where I started.
Exactly.
And I think oftentimes too, that there's been this facade that, well, I can't afford to be a collector because, I don't have disposable income or that. So to dispel some of those myths and to say it starts today.
Starts today.
And
just
here's
coming
an
in the
opportunity.
building and having a conversation. Becoming a member. Constantly churning and dealing with the different programming that we have that kind of give you the tidbits like, no, you too.
Yes.
You too are part of this. This means you as well. And then the season, we're also our anniversary celebration will culminate in September. We have the gathering. That's going to be the second weekend in September. So look out for that, because we're inviting everyone, and we're going to honor all the artists who've exhibited here. We're going to try. We're inviting everybody who've exhibited over 35 years.
Wow.
So now we're going to call their names. We're going to have them here. We're going to have a whole weekend worth of several activities here on site. So people will be able to come on home and come enjoy the Hammond House.
And I love that, because I know when we did the gathering, I think it was for the 25th.
Exactly.
It was really with intentionality to ensure that as we had an annual fundraising event, but that it was also very much in alignment with the mission and vision of Hammond's House, and that is to be a place where all people from all communities can come and enjoy the rich and vibrant and connecting work of artists from the African diaspora. So I love the fact that the team has reinvigorated the gathering for the 35th, because really, for folks who remember, it was a celebration. And if you've not been to Hammond's House, there's a beautiful, beautiful courtyard space back in the back that's used for a variety of reasons, for different special events and rentals, and and it's like you said, it's bringing people back home.
And we're just, when we talked about, when we were getting ready for the 35th anniversary, we thought, why, what has helped the Hammond's House be here for 35 years? And when you put it all together, it comes to love.
Yes.
A love supreme, a love for the community, a love for the art, a love for the artists, a love for the history, a love for the African diaspora, all members of that. So, it's about love. We're really extending love, to our patrons, to our donors, to everyone that comes through that door, and everyone can learn a lot and really share. So that's why we're here. We're here to share and keep the history, clear and preserve it. That's the intention.
I am told that you all have decided that this year's theme is Love Supreme.
A Love Supreme.
Love Supreme.
A little Coltrane in there, but that's the inspiration. But when you hear that bass, boom, 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 it feels like that love. That's how our love feels for the Hammond's House. I mean, that's the kind of, when you think about all 35 years and the ebbs and flows, and we're here. The support is fabulous. We're looking forward. We're just having lots of fun and really bringing in, new audiences, because we have new digital programming this year. We have a new series we're going to start called HHM Nights Out.
Okay.
So that's going to be a Thursday night, kind of a pre-weekend kind of a thing, just for a couple hours. So we'll do different things. We might do a gallery walk. We might have artists, somebody come in and talk to people specific about their particular art. So we're going to, really just generate some other type of weekday, or actually it'll be a monthly event, for people to come in.
So really finding entry points for every facet of the community. There is something here for everybody as we celebrate 35 years and as we really look. I know we've been talking about this on the board level of really, using this as a launching framework of what it means for Hammond's House to continue to, enrich that legacy for another 35 plus years. I have to, again, just give such honor and thanks and appreciation to the Fulton County Board of Commissioners through the Office of Art and Culture at Fulton County. And we would be remiss not to celebrate and lift up the name of Dr. Michael Lomax.
That's right.
Who is now with the United Negro College Fund, but when he was chair of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners, really spearheaded, through the support of his fellow board members, the institutionalizing of these cultural initiatives like the Hammonds House Museum, like the National Black Arts Festival, and others that really ensured that there was access to all communities of the richness and the flavor of art and culture that we know is a vibrant part of what makes communities work. So I've always loved the fact that there was, with great intentionality, that the collaboration of Dr. Hammond's vision and dream through Fulton County of having this home nestled in this beautifully rich community of the West End, just a stone's throw away from the heart of the city of Atlanta, like smack dab in the middle of every corridor of Fulton County.
That's true.
Be the epicenter of celebrating just the rich diversity of artists, visual artists of the African diaspora. And I also love that the team here has created an entry point and an opportunity, because, sometimes folks may say, well, I don't connect, or I don't really know about visual arts. But I think it's how do you connect what is happening on these walls into programmatic offerings, which is what you all have been doing and are doing an even more tremendous job of as we celebrate this 35th anniversary. So you can see, we're excited. We are excited.
And we have partnerships. We're reigniting partnerships with NBAF. They have a Artist Fund project that we'll be working with them on. We work with After Meets here once a month, so we have community partners that are coming in, and we're launching an internship program with the support of the estate from the late Dr. Doris Derby.
Wow.
And that's going to allow us to be able to bring in high school seniors and probably college freshmen, to come in and work here, for like 5 or 6 week program. It'll be 5 to 6 weeks, but we're going to do some education here along those lines. So the partnerships are flying around. Are plentiful now, and it's just nice to be post-COVID and really doing
back
the work.
together together. Yeah,
and back here. Yeah.
And I want to say too, I think it's really phenomenal. As many folks, or hopefully most folks know, Dr. Doris Derby was a renowned photographer, a renowned educator of African American art and culture. She had done has a tremendous body of work that chronicled many aspects of the civil rights movement. And part of her legacy was to continue this work for many generations to come. And I love that through the support of her estate, how synergistic that we're able to launch, this initiative working with young people in the time that our mayor just launched this big Year of the Youth.
Yes.
So again, an entry point for everybody. We've got something tangible for young people to engage with that will help to advance their career. Yes. We've got opportunities for families to come. And isn't it great, because sometimes we're challenged to, in this community, to say, where is somewhere I can go and bring my whole family?
Multi-generational.
Yeah, to bring every level of the generation. Well, here you are.
Here you are.
And I've always loved the fact that it is coming into a home. And I think that what happens and what continues to happen here at Hammond's House in this beautiful Victorian home is what we see happening in Black American families and the richness of the Black American tradition
Yes.
of bringing family and community together in our home.
And a home.
You know, I mean, so
You're visiting your best friend or your uncle,
That's
your aunt,
right.
and you can relax. People, you see people change when they walk through that door. Wow, you feel like you are at home, you
Yes.
know. And then the conversations really are inspired by the fact that you feel right at home.
Right.
You remember your grandmother, your aunt, or who you visited, and then you have art on the wall. You have conversations to hold. You're taking classes here or whatever we're doing, and it just makes get the energy. People are always. We have to say it's time to go home.
Right, right.
We
So,
remind them
so
it's
why
time
don't you
to
just
go.
quickly, for our media friends, just give Gwen a quick snapshot. We've got Toki that
Yes.
opens up tomorrow.
Opens up tomorrow, and her exhibit closes, well, it's from February 3rd to April 2nd. And then we have Paul Stephen Benjamin. He opens April 21st and runs through June 7th.
Okay.
And then we have, no, I'm sorry, June 27th.
Okay.
And then Edouard Duval-Carrie, his show opens July 8th and runs through September 21st, I think,
Okay.
so to the end of September. It's a little bit, we're extending him a little bit longer into October because we'll go past our gathering. So his exhibition will be up, and hopefully we'll be able to invite him back to be a part of that as well.
Perfect.
But that's it. And then the season will close with the final permanent collection, exhibition.
And I encourage folks to come, participate in everything. And as Donna shared earlier, to stay abreast of what's happening, hammondshouse.org. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and
Facebook
Twitter and
and Twitter.
Facebook.
Yes.
And stay engaged and come and join us here at Hammond's House Museum. We know we're going to have a great gathering for the opening, but
Yes.
also, there's artist
Artist
talk.
Talk on the 23rd.
There's opportunity, and there's another series of rich programming that will happen throughout all of this exhibition season. But you got to stay connected through either social media,
Email
following
list.
on the email, getting on our email list, or of course, when you're a member, you find out about information first. So we'll just let you know. And aren't
Get the
they? You
news
gotta
out.
love these jazzy shirts. The Hammond's House, Hammond's House, Hammond's House, all in celebration of again our 35th anniversary. And I think as we culminate this formal part of the press announcement, what better way than to hear a little snippet from our first artist as she prepares to, kick us off for this 35th anniversary on tomorrow evening. So let's show the snippet from Toki.
I am Toki Rome Taylor, and I am here to welcome you
I
to
wanna say,
the
Donna,
35th anniversary of Hammond's House Museum. We are kicking off this 35th anniversary with my solo exhibition titled Insight, Body as Artifact, Archive, and Memory, which features children all from the Metro Atlanta area, and they are all channeling family artifacts, history, and culture through the works. But you've got to come out on February 3rd to hear more about the work and take in all the beautiful children that I have spotlighted within the works. Please also join us on February 23rd at the same time, 6:30, and we would love to go in depth in our artist talk. The exhibition will last from February 2nd from February 3rd all the way through April 2nd. Please join us.
So we can already see.
Yes.
Toki is ready. She is
she's
ready
fun.
to bring that energy. So
You're gonna love her.
You're gonna love her.
Yeah.
So just again, thank you for all of you all for joining us for this, our first virtual press announcement. We know that, as you've heard, there's lots of excitement that's in the air. There's lots of excitement that's going to be happening over the course of this year, and then continuing to take us into the next 35 years plus of Hammond's House Museum. Again, we want to thank the Fulton County Board of Commissioners through the Fulton County Office of Art and Culture and the Fulton County Arts Council. We want to thank Camille Love and the City of Atlanta Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs. We want to thank the Georgia Council of the Arts through the support of the Georgia State Legislatures, and we want to thank the Community Foundation of Greater Atlanta and a myriad of other individual donors and sponsors. We want to do a special shout out to Stephanie Amaya Ingram, who's been a long-time individual donor, also to Sonia Halpern, and just so many others who have really continued to ensure that the rich legacy of Hammonds House Museum is continuing to thrive. And of course, we want to thank who we will be celebrating later during the gathering, the list and list and list of phenomenal artists. I mean, hundreds of artists that have shared their time, their talent, and their rich experiences right here at Hammonds House Museum. And to you, the community, for being a part of this wonderful, 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 I love what the mayor says, this group project called the Hammonds House Museum. And we look forward to inviting everyone to join us. If there are, particularly for our media friends, please contact Karen around wanting to come and schedule a visit, wanting to come and schedule interviews or getting any video. And as they say, here's to 35 years. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.